We are in the middle of Kapitel Vav, Kibush Yericho, the first battle of Klal Yisrael. We can try to find if there's a connection to Hanukkah. It's the Hanukkah tonight. So, as we can see, there's lots of connections to Hanukkah. So we were learning about, let's just read the Psukim. We are in Pasuk, Pasuk, okay, it's a Pasuk Yud Beis. But let's see just the Psukim. Yericho Yisogeres u'Mesugeres Ibnei Bnei Yisrael. Ein Yoytze ve'ein Bo. No one can come in, and we spoke about Soigeres u'Mesugeres. We said a few different pshatim. What's Soigeres u'Mesugeres? The Radak says Soigeres, the people inside, Mesugeres not coming in from outside. The Tzudis explains that it was never closed until Simon Maria, and now they added another Beriach, another lock, because of Klal Yisrael. They didn't want the Klal Yisrael to come in. There's another extra lock. And Ve'emer Hashem Yehoshua, Rei nosati v'yotchos Yericho v'esmalko giboirei hachoil. As we said, giboirei hachoil, all the giborim that's inside. And v'saboyis nesoir kolan she'yamichomo hekef hakeif nesoir pam echos kol ta'aseh sheish yomim. Each one of the 6 days should be once. The Shiva Koyanim Yisu Shiva Shoyfos HaYoivlim. The Yovel, as we said, is made from Eil, as we spoke about Riches, the Briskerov, and Bachas Bolok. And if we are over by Yom HaShvit HaSoyfos HaYir Sheva Pe'omim, והכהנים יתקרו בשופץ. ויאמרים שויך בקרן היובל כשובח ומסקל. מסקל השופר יוריו כל העם תראו הגדולו, ונופל לפעמים עשיר תחתיו, ועלו רוב משנגדוי. Exactly where he is. Opposite, he's just going to walk in. פוסק ווב. ויקרא יהושע בן נון אל הכהנים, ויאמר עליהם, שאו את ארון הבריס, ושיב הכהנים יישאו שיב השופץ יובלים לפני ארון השם. ויאמר אלוהם, עברו וסויבו וסויו, והחלוץ יעבור לפני ארון השם. Who's the חלוץ? We said that that's the בני God. ובני ראובן, ויקרא מויר יהושע אלוהם ושיבו הכהנים לא ישים שיבו שופויס היובלים לפני השם עברו, ותוקו בשופויס וארון ברית השם אוילך אחריהם, והחלוץ אוילך לפני הכהנים, תוקע השופויס, והמאסף אוילך אחרי ארון, הולך ותוקע בשופויס. ושאום ציווה יהושע לאמור, לא סוריו ולשמיר את כלכם, ולא יצא מפיכם דבר עד יום אומרי עליכם, הוריו והריוסם, ויעשם ארון השם מסויר עקי פעם אחוז, ויבוא המחנה ויולינו במחנה. That happened every day of the 6 days. Up to here we came, and the last shiurim, and we are on Pasuk Yud Beis. So what we saw now is the Psukim. We're talking about Klal Yisrael are there to basically the Tzivui of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to Yericho. The walls of Yericho should collapse. The walls of Yericho should collapse. So like the Pasuk. Yeah. Okay. So let's see Pasuk Yud Beis. Now the Psukim Yud Beis till Yud Daled. We go back to tell every day what happened from the first 6 days. We said the first 6 days was only our kofar once. And exactly what we said in the Psukim, we just read now the Psukim Vav and Zion of Vayashkem Yehoshua Baboiker of the second day. This is what we can see now. Vayashkem Yehoshua Baboiker Vayisu HaKoyanim Es Aron Hashem. Now this is every day of the 6 days. This is what's happening. Veshiva HaKoyanim, Pasuk Yud Gimel, Veshiva HaKoyanim Noisim Shiva Shoifos Hayoivlim. Shoifos Hayoivlim is the Shoifor of Ayin. Lifna Aron Hashem. Hoilchin Haloich. Hoilchin Haloich. What's Hoilchin Haloich? That means Hoilchin Haloich, they're walking in the head of everyone. That's Hoilchin Haloich. They're walking in the head of everyone. That as we find, right, also in Hoilech. And next, if we find Haloich, not always we find it. As we find it, I looked a little bit, as I'm sure Rabbi Cohen is going to tell you, it's also Pasuk in Nehemiah. In Pasuk in Nehemiah, in Kapitel Memalef, in Pasuk Vav, we also find Hoilech, and next stage straight away Haloich. So it's Hoilchin Haloich means walking in the head. And then Hoilchin Haloich. So Hoilchin Haloich, and what they do, V'toku b'shoifois, V'cholutz Hoilech lifneihem, V'me'asef Hoilech acharei Aron Hashem, Haloich v'sakoya b'shoifois. Now, V'saku is in the past, right? Vesoku is the Vav, what we call a Vav HaMesapeches, right? Because we have is also Ve'itkeu, that this goes on what we say on the past, and also it's why? Because this is sometimes what's called a repeatable thing, where we find sometimes a pe'ule what we repeat again. And so we say this lotion of Ve'itkeu, of Vetoku, Ve'cholutz, V'me'asef is the same thing that we learned before, and yet the Cholutz is what we said, the Anshe, the Chalutzim, Bnei God, Bnei Reuven, and they Holoich Betokoya Besoifos. Holoich Betokoya and Pasuk Yud Daled. In who's this Me'asef exactly? What we learned. So the Cholot we mentioned a few times. The Me'asef, what we learned even in Pasuk Tes. Oh, so B'derech we learn it Pasuk Don, and actually the Abar Banel says that they are She'ar Anfi HaMilchama HaSoivevim. I don't look the thing. Well, if we look at Targum Yonason, you have in the Targum Yonason, if you look at Pasuk Tes, says exactly as Rabbi Cohen said. In Pasuk Tes, ve'cholut oilech lifnei hakoyanim toika shrivu, ve'me'asef oilech acharei ori. So who's this me'asef exactly? Says the Targum, u'mezarze yichelo ozlin kodom kohani ota k'shoifro, ve'shivte de beis don ozil bosar aroina. It's actually the me'asef over here, it is shevet don. That's me'asef lechol ha'machlis. So lefi them, lefi the Targum Yonason, all the rest of the Shvatim were in front of the Aron. Right? So the way how it was built, they are walking around every day of the 6 days, the first 6 days, they're walking around Yericho. All of the Targum Yonason, all of the not mashma so much from the Psukim, right? The Psukim is not mashma that, but it's mashma for the Targum Yonason. So the Cholutz is the strong people. He doesn't say that this is Anshit Bnei God of Bnei Reuven, right? Like Rashi says. Rashi says, if we look at Rashi, Pasuk Tes, Rashi, that's what we were learning till now. We were learning Shitas Rashi. Ve'cholutz Bnei God of Bnei Reuven, Atem Tavu Sayarden, and they say the promise for Yehoshua of Moshe Rabbeinu, and again, they promised Yehoshua. But there is a medrash in Shir Hashir Rabbe. The medrash says, and also the Malbim says that the rest of the Shvatim were in front of the Aron. And as I state in Medrash Shir Hashiri, Psik Tedaled, as I state in Medrash Shir Hashiri Rabbe, that all of them were in front of the Aron. Now, so why Shevet Don is different than all of the Shvatim that they went after the Aron? Chazal teach us, and the Medrashim, that Shevet Don had with them Pesel Micha. Pesel Micha Yoyimoyim Bayam, says over there, Ve'ovar Tzoro Bayam. What's Ovar Tzoro Bayam? Who's the tzor of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Bnei Don, that they had the Pesel Micha with them, right? They had under the garment, under the knofayim state over there, tachas knof, they had the Pesel Micha. They had the Pesel Micha. Bnei Gon, and the Goyen and Koil Eliyahu in Pashat B'Shalach, he explains that in Kriyas Yamsuf was a kitrug on Shevet Don. How should HaKadosh Baruch Hu do with them a nest? After they have this Pesel with them, they have a Toyeva with them, the Pesel, how could they? Now, Pesel Micha was with Shevet Don the whole time. Bnei Yisrael in the meatball, and that's the reason it's straight over there in the Medrash also Poltos on the Onon, right? They got thrown away from the Onon, right? And Targum Yonason, Pasuk B'Shalach brings it down. And also at the times of Yehoshua, they still had with them the Pesel, right? This gold, what was bought from the Pesel, that's what they had already over there. Or there was two psolim when we spoke about, when we learned Sefer Shoftim, we spoke about this, that it could be it was two, or that's the money. And that's why they went Me'asef. That was the same Me'asef, what we're speaking about, the same Me'asef. Yeah, if it was in the beginning of Tkufas HaShoftim, again, it's definitely not in Tkufas Yehoshua. Yeah, it's definitely not in Tkufas Yehoshua. It's talking about 28 years of Yehoshua, and then we said maybe, and also, even if we say beginning of Tkufas HaShoftim, definitely after Otnir Beknaz. Otnir Beknaz, the question is, after Shamgar Ben Anos, when exactly we fit it in the beginning of Tkufas HaShoftim. Let's see the psukim. Says the pasuk Yudalet. Vayosoibu esoir bayoim hasheni pa'amachas. Vayoshuvu amachne koi osu sheishes yomim. The second day they done again the same thing. The Alshich explains. The Alshich is in pasuk Gimel. The Alshich explains why he has to come to explain again the second day. Why you could say koi osu sheishes yomim. He told us already the first day. They went around Yericho once. Say Koi Osu Sheish Yomim, and then tell me Bayom Hashvi, and then we can see the next pasuk. The pasuk is all Bayom Hashvi. What they done by Yom Hashvi? Connect them on Shana Rabbes. We learn right, and the Gemara Sukkah. What we do 7 Hakofes and Shana Rabbe. Many things what we learn. But why do we learn over here that Adifak Dalshich? Why the second day we have to repeat again? Just tell me the first day. That's what they done all 6 days, and that's it. So the Mishpat Zoizov, he says the same like we find Legabe Aveira. The Gemara says in Yume, Daf Peivov Omed Beis. That's the Gemara. Keivan she'oval Odom Aveira b'shonavo, na'ases loi ke'eter. Anymore ke'eter. Nothing like that. That's not mamish heter. Yeah. Why? Because the person, he loses the hargosha. He loses the feeling. Once he repeats doing Avera once and again, there's no anymore what the Gemara is called liboy noikfoy. The liboy noikfoy, the conscience that he loses. That's what he doesn't have. The same thing, he says the midah toiva mehuba, legabe mitzvah, and legabe davar shelu kedusha. If a person does it once, and he does it again, so as we say, kevan sheba leyodo is Gemara. He brings a Gemara, a different Gemara. Gemara in Yuma daf lamed ches samad beit. The Gemara says kevan sheba leyodo yidvar avera pa'am achas, pa'am rishono ushniya, and a person manages to control himself. Why? The Gemara brings over there a pasuk which states over there in Pilas Chana. What Chana says, "Shenema raglei chasidov Ishmael." Right, and the Marshal says the Marshal explains over there because it says raglei. What means raglei? A plural. And miloshen raglei. When it's raglei, when it's a plural, so then is regilus. It turns into regilus, and because it's twice, comes to him the avera, and he didn't do the chet, so it's when he regilus not to do this chet, and even if he comes to the same matzah. And because over here the milchama is not only a milchama, as we said, the gashmis. Over here it's a milchama of ruchnis. And because of the milchama, as we look at the gashmis, the milchama, there's no idiom having hakofas with the Orim Hashem, with the tekiah, with the shofars. What was the whole thing over here? As we spoke about, the whole thing over here was the machniah, the 7 klippas. The 7 klippas, as we learned already before, and that the first day was 7 klippas, and I found in a big discussion about did Yericho had seven walls? Maybe both could help us. You know that Allah? Yericho had 7 walls? Yeah. Where? Because I was looking at Midrashim, I couldn't find. There's a Roikeach. The Yosifus brings down upside down Mashmoes, and there's the Roikeach. That's merumas, but it's not so clear about it. There is, there is actually a drawing from 400 years ago. But then it looks like that Yericho was like 7 walls, but it's more like a maze, and Yericho in the middle. So what's the makor of this drawing? Basically, nicht, aber a makor 400 years ago that they had 7 walls. But okay, the 7 koiches atume that they had to be machnia to control it. And that's why they did 7 different akofas. So here again, it's more of a ruchniistic battle. Yeah. Says the pasuk. Pasuk says vav. Vahi bayom hashvi. So that was 6 days. What happened on the 7th day? And the 7th day was Shabbos, as we know. Take the midrashim. Vahi bayom hashvi. Yeah, the Gemara. Yeah. Medrash Gemara. No. Yeah. Vahi bayom hashvi. Vahi bayom hashvi. וישכימו כעלויס השחר, ויסויבו אסויר כמשפט הזה 7 פעמים. רק ביום ההוא סובו אסויר 7 פעמים. So we see over here, first of all, that only רק ביום ההוא, right, סובו אסויר 7 פעמים. And again, it comes and tells you that ביום השביעי, and לפי, as we said, this was Shabbos, וישכימו, everyone got up כעלויס השחר, and we can see actually a posuk base what we said, וישכימו ישוע בבוקר, it says כעלויס השחר. There's a difference between, because there they had to do the akofa only once. Over here they had to do 7 akofas. They had to wake up even earlier. No, yeah. And they done over there 7 hakofas. They done 7 akofas, and that day they done the 7 akofas. Yeah. Oh, so the Malbim says over here, and this is something that I wanted to focus on, that Idafke wanted to speak out over here the number 7. And you see, Bayom Hashvi. And why he says over here, it says the Magnavidi the Malbim. The Malbim is Oktazoi. What's the loima? Ki mashekotza vel kol ha'mayzi shenasu b'inyan ha'u mispar hashviyois. Shiva koyanim, Shiva shoiprois. Shiva yomim, v'sheva ha'kofos. Oy b'chavona el mispar hashvi. Mispar hashvi is a kodesh. B'yomim, 7 days of Shabbos. B'chodoshim, b'shonim, b'shmitois. B'chol dovo k'yadua, boy hoy b'akofos shtei shviyois. Right? It was exactly, and we have over here even more. We have Sheva Shlois Kibush, Sheva Shlois Chalukah. How many times it mentions over here Sheva? 14, twice 7. But we have over here again 7 and 7 and 7 and 7. We repeat it again and 7. So what is the mashmos? What is the meaning over here about this 7? Oh, so let's speak about The Maharal in Chanukah, the Maharal, when he speaks about the Inyan of Chanukah, so the Maharal speaks about when we have things me'ala teva, and we have things that are teva, right? So let's start from what we know. B'nai Bina, Yemei Shmoina, Kavu Shir Renonim. So we talk about the 8th day of Chanukah. We tonight the 8th day of Chanukah, what we call Chanukah Savis. Zois Chanukah Savis. There, that's the Kriya, and we call it Zois Chanukah. Keilu, the Indian of Chanukah gets a special thing. The Yom Hashemini, the 8th day of Chanukah. This is the right in the Roikeach what he says. The Roikeach says that the Chanukah is merumas in the Torah and the Parshas Hamoyadosh, the Parshas Emoyer. Because straight away after the Torah finishes the Parshas Hamoyadosh, state what? The Parsha of the Menorah. The Bimeramez, that the nest of the Menorah that was Bechanukas Hamizbeach. This is also Bichlal Hamoyadosh. So they talk to Roikeach. It's also a Moyed. It's also a short epis. It's a Yom Tov. It is a Yom Tov. And also this Remez is also, says the Roikeach also. Next to Chag HaSukkos, some Chag HaSukkos, and that's why the same like Chag HaSukkos, we have 8 days. Chanukah, we have 8 days. What's the meaning of the 8 days? Also, Chanukah, we have the same thing. Also, they say that Shmini Atzeres, the 8th day of Sukkos is the, right, as we say, Sudek Tano, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, this is Atzeres, this is all the miles, the Ruchlis, the miles, what we have in Sukkos is the Spitz is when? Exactly. So the same thing also, Zois Chanukah has to be the most significant day. So in the Bnei Yissaschar, there's a long arichas about this Zois Chanukah. So if you want to look over there, the Bnei Yissaschar, he brings a long arichas. But as we find just a few minutes to speak about, we see over here the meaning of the 7, we have to speak the meaning of the 8. So we said beforehand, the Maharal and the Sefer Ner Mitzvah. The Maharal has a arichas to explain what means the number 8. The number 8, it has a significance that comes, says the Maharal, after the number 7. That is the pshat. 7 is the teva. Teva oilam, this is 7. 8 is something that's above the teva. And therefore, the neis pach Hashemen, that was al TV, says the Maharal, was al TV, above the teva. This was 8 day. Zois Chanukah, that's the 8th day of Chanukah, teaches us the meaning of the nest. The nest was al TV, as we say, above the teva. And this we learn. That was Moiser Nefesh and Kedushas Shmo Yisborach. He's above the Derech Teva. The way the Chashmonaim was, they were Moiser Nefesh Mila Hashem Elai, the Maccabim, and they were Zeichet Neis Golui. And Maharal brings a dogma from Tomal, right? We learned last week, a Pasuk Vayeshev, the Kale of Yehuda. She wanted to have children from Yehuda, and she tried in every way she can, and she didn't have a chance. And she said, and she hoped that she's going to be Zoichet, the kids from Yehuda, and the Gemara says, right? The Gemara says, Zochto Tomo, she was Zoichet to be Ma'amid Bani from Yehuda. And from this came out Malchus Beis David. And Al Yodo, Asido, state over there, Israel, Yigoel, the whole of Klal Yisrael is going to have a Geula. Right? Mashiach is going to come out from this. Chazal say that the Malach forced Yehuda to go Linto Yisrael Aderech, to go to her. And we learn if a person is seeking and he wants to have the Shleimus, he's going to get it. He's going to get it, right? As we said, the Maharal speaks also about what the nest, what was the Matan Torah, the Chol Roi Mesakoilis. What's Roi Mesakoilis? Say Chazal that there happened over here a special nest that we don't find anywhere else. That Bnei Yisrael are Roi Mesakoilis. You could see Koilis, yes. And why do we need this nest? Because, as we said, the nest happens to teach us that what? There is Teva, you're right. And the Teva limits a person to certain things that are under the Teva. Or well, the Teva is that you can hear only through the ear. But in the ear, you can only see through the eyes. And over here, we come and tell us that no, you should know when things are me'alder chateva is you could see, and also you could see the koilos. You could also see the koilos, as we say, right? And mizmor lesoida, right? As we say over there, korui tamni epones, the Gemara says over there, 8 different times, because each one of the aleph base and 8 psukim, and teaches us that anything that's 8 is Ma'alateva. Could be, if this Lefi this, that the number 8, as we say, it symbolizes also the Leosid Lovoi, and that's what Chazal tell us, Mizmoyer, right? Then Alashminis. What is Alashminis? So Rashi brings it down already. That's going to be a kinoir, a harp. That's going to have, Leosid Lovoi is going to have Shmoino Nimin, 8 strings. That means this comes to represent Leosid Lovoi, the number of 8, right? Also, the last part of Mo'is Sur, what we say, Chasoiv Zeroya Kochefa, V'korev Keitza Yeshua. How it starts? Chasoiv, that's talking about Leosid Lovoi. It starts with a Ches. So the first one starts Mordechai, right? Right? Mo'is Sur, and then Rois, Krois, Yevonim. But then when we have the Ches, what's the Ches? Starts with the Ches to represent that this is going to be the Yemei Chanukah and Shem Osi. Yemei Chanukah is the Yisosah called it. Yemei Chanukah is called Chanukah. Why? Because they are like a chinuch. What's a chinuch? It comes to be mechanech, the Yomim Hasidim, the Geula Shlema, what's going to come. Lefidem could be over here is something that we spoke about and we saw from the Al Shich, and we spoke from many Mefoshim. We spoke in the Mishpat Zov. It brings many Mefoshim speak about this. Klali saw one in the Montel now, in the Slov. Be'eroshel Miriam, Anonim, Amudoish. They are coming now, and we saw it from the Brit Tzaddik, we saw it. And one of the terutzim, what we asked in the beginning of Sefer Yehoshua is sending Meragli. Didn't you learn your lesson? Moshe Rabbeinu sent Meragli. See what happened. Till today we're suffering from these Meragli. Yehoshua did not learn his lesson. All of them are falling out the question. We went in the Mahalach of the Malbim, 5 different terutzim to answer this question. But there's another Mahalach we didn't mention at the time. The Mahalach is more down with Tzaddik HaKoyen and many other Mefoshim, and they say that there's a big difference between the Mahalach with Klal Yisrael had in the Midbar and the Mahalach when they're coming in Eretz Yisrael. We actually did mention a couple of different things. In the Midbar, there was Hanoge of Nisis. Hanoge Nisis. Everything was Malateva. Everything was Malateva. This Mon, this Slav, Amudoish, Anonim, everything's Malateva. You're sending Meraglim? Meraglim is Al-Pi HaTeva. You should send Meraglim. And that's why they got punished. Yehoshua, they're going into Eretz Yisrael. No Slav anymore. No Mon. And Boyam Eleres no Yishaves. We spoke about when it stopped, exactly how long. They had it still. But they didn't have any more the Mon. Why? Because this is to represent, now you're going into Eretz Yisrael. Yeah, you're going to have to plow, the harvest. Yeah, Avodas HaKarka. That is part of the Eretz Yisrael. For sure, the Milchama is a Milchama Ruchnis. As we said, 7 Koichos Atuma against 7 Yechoimos Yericho, 7 Koichos Yericho. Some say that there's I saw someone say the Rikeya, maybe it's a Toseifer, not 7 Choimos, 7 Koichos. The fan for the 7 Choimos. Well, there's 7. Definitely, the Milchama was a Ruchnis, the Milchama, and you go to fight it with Shoifos. But definitely, when you're going in now, it's to show us there's the Teva. And that is the Milchama. That's why Dafka over here, it's everything 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. According to the Ma'aral and Chanukah, that Chanukah is Me'ala Teva. Now, we're going to fight with the Goyim. The fight with the Goyim, you have to fight with Derech HaTeva. A Goy always understands this. We spoke a few times. We spoke also in the past. The Goyim only understand Koichos HaTeva. And that's why when we look at Chanukah, we have 2 numbers that they are Teva. We have number 7, as the Maharal says, we have, if you take a cube, right? So we have up and down, 4 sides, that's 6. And then we have the Chelek HaMekasher, that's the middle, that's a 7. That's the Chelek HaKedusha Shaboy. That's the 7. Shemitah, Shabbos, always the middle, that is the 7. The center, what is connecting all of it together. Above it, above the world, they can't understand. There's another thing what we find in Chanukah. We find that the Yevonim, and the Mishnah Midah says there was 13 rotzos in the Soyreg. The Soyreg, there was around the Beis Hamikdash, you come at Harabais, and the first thing you meet, before you meet the walls of the Beis Hamikdash, there's a Soyreg. Something that was made like trellis, okay, that's the word, thank you. And there was 13 rotzos, 13 breaches what the Yevonim broke through this. And when Malchi Hashmonoi, he won against the Yevonim, he made a takone, it's put on the Mishnah Midas, bow down 13 ishtachavoyos. Whenever you go over there, there's 13 ishtachavoyos. What there is over there, why that? The Yevonim came to Oisrais, to uproot the differences between a Yid and a Goy. What is the Gzeiras, the Yevonim? Shabbos, Mile, Chodesh. These are the three differences what we find between a Yid and a Goy. Goy Shavas, Taimisa. You can keep Shabbos from today to tomorrow, it's not going to help. Goy Shemali, still called Orel. The Ran says in Edorim, if a person makes a neder min ha'areilim, makes a neder, he's not going to have a noy. Koy no mani min ha'areilim, makes a neder, he's not going to have a noy from the ha'areilim. Not allowed to have a noy from a Goy. The Goy could be circumcised, doesn't matter. He's still called the Orel. This is a difference. It's an ois between the Rebbeinu Shloim with Klal Yisrael. It doesn't matter what. Chodesh, this is one of the big differences that we have between in Goyim. They count by the sun, and we count by the moon. This is the three differences. The Yevonim, they wanted to say there's no difference between the Goyim. Dafke in the Soireg, Dafke there they come to the Porotzois, Uporzu, Choybois Migdolai. Dafke there what? The Soireg is stated in the Mishnah. What was the Soireg? The Soireg was, in the Mishnah in Kelim, it says there's 10 Kedushas. There's a Kedushas Yerushalayim, Kedushas Eretz Yisrael, Kedushas Yerushalayim. Harabais, then Minasoireg, Ulifni Minasoireg. What is the Kedusha Milifni Minasoireg? The top to the Soireg, a non-Jew could walk. And from this, beyond the Soireg, into Harabais, into the Beis Hamikdash, a guy can't walk anymore. A non-Jew could not walk. And actually today they found it, I think it was already by Charles Warren, was found, English archaeologist in the end of the 19th century, who found this stone, what's written in 3 different languages, in ancient Greek, and ancient Roman, and Latin. And if you go to the Yud David, they have probably a replicate of it. I don't know if it's a thing, but you see it, they have in 3 different languages. There was in 2 different places. Up to this point, a non-Jew could come. If a non-Jew, I don't remember exactly the nusach, but basically on that the lines, a non-Jew what goes beyond this fence, domoi beroishoy. Dafke this the Yevonim came to breach. What's 13? Again, 13 represents the same thing. We know the unlucky number is 13, right? Sometimes you go to, even I was once in a plane, and there was no one of these low-cost planes, and there was no number 13. I mean, there was a 13. There was just an hotels. Yeah, you go now floor number 12 and skips there's a 13. Just they don't write 13. Windsor Court. Okay, 12A. So it comes. So it comes from the unlucky. It comes from the Friday, the 13th of April, with the Knight Templars. When Louis, I think Louis II was it. He thought that they're having too much of power, so one morning, and when they went to the morning parade, when they were just getting prepared, he just ambushed them and killed all of them. And since then, it became like the unlucky number. But okay, I heard once, I didn't find it inside, but I heard the once Beshem. That's exactly what we say. Klal Yisrael, we're not together with the 13. Gam Zu, what's Zu? 7 and 6. That's 13 letoiva. This is also letoiva. Echod, ahave. We're beyond. And this is the same idea of 7 and 8. 7 and 8. 7 is the teva. 8 is beyond the teva. Chanukah. 12 is the teva. 13 is beyond that. There is in Sefer Yetzirah, it's a deep idea in Kabbalah, but it's what's called Shnei Mesrei Kavei Alachsai. 12 Kavei Alachsai. What it means 12 Kavei Alachsai? So there's in the going over there on Sefer Yetzirah, there's 2 ways to understand it. Let's go the simple way to understand it. There is 12 lines. So if we take a cube, let's take a cube. And the cube, let's take everything. So we have how many lines we have? So we have, let's say that this is the top, this is the bottom, this is the sides of the cube. So we have lines 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have also over here, underneath 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have also on the sides 1, 2, 3, 4. How many lines we have altogether? 12. We could look also for points. 1, also 12 we have. If you go all the sides, right, we also have 12. Okay, there's 2 ways to understand it. That's more the simple way. That means when we look at the world, Sefer Yetzirah tells us about the world. So when we look at the world, there's the cube. The world, what we could control is 12. The goyim could live only what they could control, what they could live by, what they could see. Beyond that, anything that's 12, okay, that's not that we can't control. There comes in the echod, as you said. There comes the ahave. Ahave is gematria 13. There comes the zu, is also letoiva. Something that we can't understand. And this was the Yevonim, we come to fight back. Bow down, dafke by the 13. 8 days of Chanukah. 7, beyond the 7. 12, beyond the 12. When we come into Eretz Yisrael, we're going down from the Anoganisis. We're going down, but it's also up. Because we come to do Avodas Hashem, and this is what we spoke about in the beginning of the Shiurim. What is the Indian? There is a mile in Anoganisis, but there is a bigger mile also in Hanoga, regular Hanoga, to work on Kadosh Baruch Hu through the Avodas Hakarka. Through the regular. We still have to remember, sometimes we have a Chanukah, we have a Purim, to remind us, yeah, there is an organism in the world. There is a Me'al HaTeva, everything is Me'al HaTeva. We come into Eretz Yisrael, Davke 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, and that's the whole pasuk we're talking about over here, what we see 7. Chanukah represents something that's Me'al HaTeva. Okay, so let's go back to the Tower Psukim. So Vayi B'Yom HaShvi. So that was just for Nechaga for Chanukah. Vayi B'Yom HaShvi. So this is Yerushalmi, is Rabbi mentioned before. The Yerushalmi is in Shabbos, the Kalef Aloch Ches, that's right. The Milchemes Yericho was when? On Shabbos. Then was when the Yom HaShvi was the. And even though, as we said, Ein Makifin Alir Shalakum Pochos B'Gimel Yomim Koidem HaShabbos, right, we spoke last time. But over here it says the Yerushalmi Hado, when is that? Davke B'Milchemes Reshus. Ober B'Milchemes Choiva Afilu B'Shabbos. And over here, everyone is asking, we spoke last time with the Moshe, that over here they started when on Sunday. Even in Milchemes Reshus you're allowed, right? Elamai, they prove from over here that the Yerushalmi Gadna, Kofa Sa'ir, is not considered as beginning of a Milchama. Oh, so if we go to this deal, that Koidem Gimel Yomim, you're allowed to go, you're not allowed to go. Let's start with the Rivash. There's a Rivash, and as I pass in the Shulchan Aruch and Arachaim, Simen Reish Mem Ches, passing that says the Shulchan Aruch, Afilu b'mokim she'itztorech, even the place where he will have to. After that, for sure, come to Chilul Shabbos, the day of Chilul Shabbos. He knows eventually that he will have to be Mechal Shabbos. It will be Mutter. Aber, the Radvaz and Rival and Radvaz, many Rishonim that say that if the person knows for sure he will come to the day of Chilul Shabbos, is also even more than 3 days before Shabbos. Now, if we look at the Yerichoi, they knew for sure they will come to the Chilul Shabbos. What's the pshat of Gimel Yomi? Gimel Yomi means that because Gimel Yomi, like I put myself on a suffix Chilul Shabbos, like going on the Gemara on Shabbos you test about Mafligid, a boat. That means over there are 5 different shittas in the Rishonim. Because a person puts himself in a suffix Chilul Shabbos. So put yourself in a suffix Chilul Shabbos, I can't more than 3 days. So the pshat is suffix Chilul Shabbos, or the pshat is even Mevadei Chilul Shabbos. Yes, they knew for sure that they're going to have to be Mechal Shabbos because they knew about the Shofars. They were told already then that they're going to have to be Mechal Shabbos. And they were told that Dafke by Yom HaShvi they're going to have to do it, yeah? So Lefi the Radvaz, you could say that even that they started on a Sunday, it should be also, if not, it's a Milchemes Choiva. So very good, the Yerushalmi. So this weekend, Maris and Asach, but let's say, I want just to read a bit the Psukim, and then we're going to see. It says the Psukim. Let's see the Psukim. Vayiba Pam Hashevis. Toku Akweni Bashoifois, Vayom Yisrael Leom Horiu. Now the people should bring Maria. Ki nosan Hashem lochem eso ir. Now Yehoshua comes and says that there should be a cherem. Now cherem means, and right, if we look at the root of the word cherem, what's cherem? Ches, reish, mem. So and it means it has a few meanings that we look, right? It has like a vow, a neder, hegdish, gavoya. It could mean also ach kol cherem asher yachrim, right? Lo yimocher v'lo yigoel, kodesh kadoshim estate. Put in this, we have also misas bezdin, also called cherem, right? Oh, we have also legabe killing the people, right? Achrimom, right? Nosnom lo tevach. The pasuk we have. Rechusham, right? Getting rid of David the Zorah is also called over there cherem, right? Many things of cherem. But the way cherem is, we know, Yehoshua Binu says, not to, he's machmir with the din of Yerichoi, not to take it bechlal, even though the Torah didn't ask them, right? The Torah asked her to take the booty from the Canaanim, no. But he's machrim the ear, called shlolo legavoya, voyo so ear cherem he bechol asher bo laHashem rak rochav azono tichye, he bechol asher ito babayis ki echber so es hamelochim asher shalochnu. He pays her back, she gets. And this cherem, as we see many meforshim say, now this is the first boy that's born. Reishi Sagez, Bikurim, anything first, right? Meiser Rishon, Trume, Meiser, Chale, anything what's first, Reishi Sagez, Choil, Petach HaMoil, everything that's first, we give to Rabbi Shalom. This is the first what we get from Rabbi Shalom. We're getting Eretz Yisrael, we're not taking. And that's the takona what Yeshua done. ורק אתם שימו מן החרם, פן תחרימו, לקחתם מן החרם, ושמתם מסמך לישראל לחרם, ואכלתם בו ישראל. He's warning them not to take anything. וכל כסף וזור, וכלי נחושת וברזל, קודשו להשם, אויצר השם יובוי, ויורא האום, ויתקו בשויפויס, ויקשמע העומס כל אשר יריעו, תראו גדולו, ותיפוי לאחוימו תחתיו, והיה לו מוירו, איש נגדו וילכדו לסויר. Okay, we're going to stop over here. We didn't manage to finish the perek. Next week we're going to start and speak about the Cherem over here. We're going to read the Psukim and we're going to go back from the Cherem to speak about the Cherem. And I go to Shkoyach and I pray like Chanukah.